G'day, how you going? Ianapolis here, your acrylic guru from Australia. Welcome to my video. I'll just get the size of the canvas up there before we get going in centimetres and inches, and also a few colours going up the screen what I'm going to use in this tutorial. Now this tutorial is designed for you to watch it maybe a couple of times and write down the colours that I'm going to use and see what I'm doing. Look ahead and see what I'm up to, see what mistakes I do or don't make, see what you might want to change in this progress, and then when you set yourself up you can paint along with me, all right? So what we'll do is I've got the traceable now. I've done this background a while back, and what I've done, I've printed out the traceable appropriately to the size of the canvas, and I've placed carbon paper underneath it. I've used a red pen, and I've just done all the outline of where I wanted to get onto my canvas. Now you will see, I'll just put that behind there. You can see the outline where I've done everything. Now there's two ways you can do this. I'm doing this way. The best way for a beginner is do just the very outline edge of all that traceable and then map it in with white. And then let that dry 100%. Put your traceable back over it, flip it over again while it's still mask and tape to your canvas, and then do all the inside lines, because as a beginner you might not be able to see the inside lines. I can see them, but if you're a beginner and you've painted it white like I've just said, you'll be able to see them okay. So here's the picture, and I want to use the beetle car. I'm going to mix up the green and get the shadow colour and the highlighted colours done. And we'll just put the girl in there as well. So for the background, I've done my simple beach scene. One other thing I want to stress with this painting is your horizon line. You don't want it way down here, you want it up here. Now if anything, I've done my water too close to the bottom. I'll show you what I mean here. See, in the actual picture, the water finishes here, giving perspective of the car looking out at the horizon line. But anyway, we're going to see how we go. I've got my horizon line right, so wherever your horizon line is, that's where you need to put this traceable. Okay, if your horizon line is down here, this traceable for that roof of the car's got to come all the way down, which means all of this bottom part will get cut out, but that's the way you need it. Okay, so you need this roof of the car in line with the horizon line. There'll be a link in the description below for this traceable, and I'll have that horizon line in its right spot. So I'm going to start with the car, and I've got my green. It's just like a sap green or a chromium green. You choose whatever colour green you want, or even whatever colour you want the car to be. Now why I've got it in three piles is we've got the shadow colour we're going to mix, the tone colour we're going to mix. Got some white here if we want to highlight any of it, okay? So I'm going to grab a brush, and I want to first get the shadow value mixed up. So for that colour, I'm mixing some black with the green. I'm going to do this with the skin tone as well. So we're just going to have three piles, a light, medium and a darker value of the colour. And that's what I'm pretty much doing with this car colour. It's green, so I'm mixing up a shadow colour, because her shadow is casting across the bonnet, and it's going to be a good element within the painting. Okay, now I want to do the grey, mix the grey within the green. Now this is a bit of a darker grey. I didn't have any medium grey, but I'm going to add some white to this as well. Now I might have put my piles a bit too close. I wished that middle one wasn't as close as it is to these, but we'll get by. Okay, now I've got my three values there. Okay, I've got myself a decent flat brush, and I'm going to start off with just the green. I want to map in the whole car with the green, and then I'll shadow the areas and highlight it to complete the car. And while I'm using a flat brush, see, like these edges, they get in nice and sharp. Now I really wish I would have painted it white. It would have made these colours pop. So let me go over this car with all this colour and I'll come back to you, alright? Alright, I've finished mapping in the green. Now all the lines I've just left hollow because this is a dark colour. I want to still see where they are. And coming to the lighter colour green now, I think I might go a little bit lighter again still within that. And now I'm going to start shading in the body of the car with this paint here. I've got the same brush, but I've just cleaned it. It worked good for that first coat, so I'm going to clean that brush and use it for the next coat. So I'm just going to start with the roof. Now if anything, if we're colouring the whole car in again, now I want some of that paint taken off the brush. It's bombed on too much. Just want very little on there, very little. Start again. Now this is the colour. I'm putting this on. I'll get a bit more on there now. Now there's not enough. And this is going to create all the shadows, the shape of the vehicle. Now those lines, I'm going to get the tip of this brush right into, say, those lines there, where they are, like this. Get it in there. Well, I've got to put my hand on there. I want to make sure I don't press it everywhere, because what I want to do is get this line there. Hopefully you can see that. Yes, you can. And then I want to start doing this with it as well, just getting the colour scrumbled around, because you don't want, I want to try and teach is not to do hard lines everywhere. All the lines are blended within each other. See, we're getting rid of that line there. And then the other edge, which is down here, there's another edge right there. Boom. We're making that with the same. Let's pull that out a little bit. There we go. So I can get the bottom done. Got that there. And we're going to do the same. Just scrumble that over to there. Get this bottom fixed up. And we're pretty much making our own little beetle. And we want to get the edge of this nicely don't worry about if you go over the headlight here, because this is a lighter green. You should be able to see your lines. I'm mainly going on the left side, hard on the top edge, and fading it back into the right side of the painting, so you can see what I'm doing. Just going to get the roof done. Now this roof, on the picture it has a lot of dark shadow, but that's because there's a baggage compartment on top casting that shadow where there's nothing there now, so I'm going to make my roof a little bit brighter. So pretty much come down, scrumble it into the body of the car. Pretty easy, lots of fun, eh? Just realise you can do this. It doesn't have to be perfect paint strokes in this, just so long as they're within reason and not all over the place. Now I'm going to keep going with this because the car's very, it's not a dark green, the dark's just there. Got this lighter value, getting it in. mix my paint a little bit more. It's getting a bit all over the place on the canvas here. I can tell it's not quite mixed properly. All on the edge and bringing it within that panel. Down here. Across the top of the roof. And across the front sill here. And within here. Get a bit more of this lighter colour coming down the main rib. Now this will be a perfect video to watch the whole thing first, just to see what I've done and how you would alter your way of approaching this project. Now I'm grabbing that white because I want a real lighter value of that green now, a much lighter value of it, just to start finishing that car colour off. Now I'm going to look at the reference and just get an idea where the location of the highlights are. I'm not going to try and copy every exact highlight, okay? If you weren't sure, none of this has retarder or anything in it like that. I'm just using the bits of water here and there. Okay, I'm just slightly finishing it off now on my highlighted bits. And then I'll just look at the reference and get a good idea where the shadow colour is. Okay, now I've just grabbed some of the white. It's slightly contaminated, and I'm looking at the reference, and I'm just sort of gonna go where I feel it's got some real glare in it. So there's a bit of glare here somewhere. Nice highlight there. How's that looking in the monitor? That's okay. Now I want to pick up the shadow colour. Maybe a bit darker there. Here we go. And I want to cast the girl's shadow as she's sitting on the bonnet, casting back towards the windscreen. It's pretty much from about here. It's coming down to about there. Down to this ridge. And from there, this bit here is all dark, and then it's going from about here and up to about there. So this is our darker value of green now. So I want to get this mapped in. Now we've used our one colour, and then to get the right shadows and tones. Is that a straight line? Reasonably. We've used black, white and grey. The black shadows it, the grey will tone it, the white will highlight it. Just remember that. So we're going to map in her shadow, casting across the bonnet now. So this is just going to take a bit of neat mucking around scrumble any time like this. Okay. You want to keep your lines there still, you don't want to go over all of those. Actually, you know what I could have done, which I will do. If you have a glaze, use that, okay? Because what that can do, grab some glaze. This makes your paint opaque, so you'll see everything underneath it. What was in my brush was enough. This will be enough just to cast the shadow. So that first bit, I wish I would have done with all of this. So as you will still see the bonnet lines there when it dries, but also the underneath needs to be dry as well, where mine isn't. So we'll bring that all the way down there. Yeah, glaze is a good medium to have in your arsenal, so when you've got to paint a shadow, you can probably use it to tint your shadow. Now look at that, it's pulling up all that other lighter colour paint. Okay, I've just dried it, gone back over that area, and now that shadow's still a bit wet. I've got the tinted bit, and it's going to go a bit dirty in there, just so as we can, there we go. So now we're going to try and mix up some chrome. So let's see how we go with a bit of grey. I've got some phthalo blue there. Okay, that'll do. And some white. Now we want that colour white, and we want a lot bloody more over here to highlight it. There we go. It's going to be the headlights and the chrome band coming down the middle of the V-dub bonnet. Now I'm going to grab the darker out of the two and just map in that headlight, the whole lot of it for now. Let it dry. I'll do the other sections as well. Now looks a bit like a grey blue. We want that band coming down the bonnet as well, the distinct piece of chrome, so we'll just put that about there. Come all the way down here as sharp as we can. I mean, it's just a painting around there. Just there like that. Now it'll pay to dry this. Before I dried, I almost forgot, I just looked at the reference. There's a nice chrome strip going around the windscreen. So I'm going to get that in with a script liner. Now I'm grabbing that lighter colour of that bluey grey white we mixed, just so as we can get some graduation of this chrome happening. So I want to come down this main band again. There. And the headlight surround. So the headlight surround starting from about here, and it goes around here, about to there somewhere. Yeah, about there. There we go. So we're coming from about there. Something like that. Tedious little job, but this will be a great project once it's done. Now wipe your brush and grab that white. That's pretty much all the white now. Grab that, wet the brush a little bit more. Now it can be tinted a bit with that, but it's a lot brighter than this pile here. Now we want a nice bit there for that indicator, and this headlight needs a nice brightness coming around it. I'll do the glass. I'm going to use my script liner now. I'll clean all that darker colour out of it. Get some of that same colour, and we just want to get a bit of a chromey band lighting around here like that. I have got this bit of the bumper there that was done before as well. Get my hand a bit sturdy and come down here, and this, hopefully we've emulated some chrome. There is a badge at the bottom of this, but it's too detaily, so I'm not going to put it in there. I'll just put a representation of it. Now to finish that headlight off, I've got that grey. Let's grab some of that. And we want to get distinct, looking at the reference. About there, yep. Now we want some distinct grey areas within here. So pretty much like you're fluffing around with a moon, but it's not a moon, it's a V-dub headlight. Just fluff around there like that. There's nothing there, nothing there. There's a little bit on here. I've cleaned the brush, and now I've got the littlest of black just to come around here somewhere. Bang. And under here. Under the indicator. There's a bit of white that went on the green there. Not to worry, don't worry. Just go, I'm going to have a beautiful cup of tea after I've fixed it. You've got your paint down here that you've had. Put it in the panel shop. She's getting repaired. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Now we'll put that bright orange indicator on there. First thing I want to do is paint it nice and white. So I've got some red and yellow. Just mix up an orange here, something. A lot of sauce for little spaghetti there, but we'll put this in there with a bit of black and it'll make our flash of light indicator unit pop, hopefully. So you know that white primed it for this to stand out on its own. Just picking up some of the black, coming around the front here and then back up the side. And I think it's got a few little screw holes in there. I've cleaned that same little script liner, and I'm just popping in now some of a highlight within that glass. Now that glass, I'm looking at it in the reference, it probably could have been more of a raw sienna. But anyway. Okay, what I want to do to get some detail within the windscreen of the, just so it's not cutting corners and you've gone so far that within that spot you've lacked detail. I'm just mixing up some of the yellow ochre and white to get like a tanny colour. Then I'm looking in the reference picture. It's probably about there, And then there's the back window, which goes about there and about there. Okay, now I'm just going to map in that tanny colour. Easy does it, easy does it. Bring it over to here. Just any old way. Get it reasonably sharp along there. This just looks like the inside of the car. And then I'm going to dry it, and then I'll get the sky colour, like a light blue, something similar, and I'm going to glaze it and glaze over it just to sink that back. There's probably a line down here as well somewhere, something like that, and maybe get a bit of a darker value of it just to make some bits pop. Just to make some bits pop, bit of detail or whatever in there. There we go. So we'll put the detail in there, I've dried it. Now we'll lay a piece of glass over that to sink it back. And I've got my glaze, I've got white, and I'm going to get just probably the minutest bit of blue. Let's say this one here. Can you see that? Yeah, there's a bit of blue I've got mixed on here. And get a lot of glaze into that now, a lot of glaze, because this will dry pretty much clear, but wash and sink that back, I hope. Now I hope I've dried it enough so it doesn't pull it. There we go. This will hopefully act like a pane of glass. Sunk it back, beautiful, it's working. You probably could have done this with just white as well. Just white with a bit of, oh, what's it called? Glaze. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cheat. Watch this. I'll wash that brush. I'll get some white. Not much. Bugger all. See, I made the head of the brush flat like a blade. Okay, there's bugger all on there. Come across to your glass and nice straight lines. Let's just come down here. There we go. We're just putting some kind of white. It's a bit wet. Maybe it could have been drier, that glaze, but it's working. Look, see, we've got that white film. There we go. That's it. Done. I just should have done this before I'd done that as well, but I'm just putting the review mirror in. Bit of a chrome looking review mirror. Now we'll get to some skin colour. I've got a Naples yellow reddish. I've got a line there. It's pretty much a skin tone, but it's a bit on the pink side. You can even buy skin tones from the shop. And I want my yellow oxide, or what is it called? Yellow ochre. Okay. And I'm going to mix the skin colour and then highlight it with a bit of grey. See what I've done there? I've done off camera. So the skin colour is going to be this. There it is there, and get this. This is going to be the skin colour. Now I might have to add white as I go. So I'm going to put some white in that now. Just to tint it up a bit. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that as a skin colour. And then I'm going to grab some grey. I've got some on the board over here still. Let's say this bit here, and I'll use as a, so on her body where she's got shadow on her body, this will be the shadowed coloured skin, this pile here with the grey in it. And then I can add a touch of black, not too much, just to get the really dark areas. So I'm going to use this colour to map in all her skin. And I'm just going to use this little flat brush as well. So where we've got a shoulder coming from here all the way down there. Now what I like to do when I'm doing a person in the picture is I like to do the skin colour first and then lay the features over it, and if there's any glasses, hat, hair, well obviously they sit over all the skin colour. Okay, that's the way I like to do it. So what I'm going to do, because this is a long video, is I'm going to go and map in all the skin colour. Alright, where are we? Got a leg here, and then all the clothes sit over the skin, sitting it all back. Now I've mapped in all the skin colour. I'm going to dry it. Now I'm going to put the clothes on and the hair, and then I'm going to detail the skin on top of that. So we'll start with a denim shorts. Got some of the phthalo blue and white over here. We'll just, doesn't have to be properly mixed. That'll do it. That's a denim colour. Yeah, that's quite denim-y. So we'll get a denim shorts all the way around here. Where's that blue? There it is. When doing people, the smaller the person in your painting, the difficult it's going to be for satisfying you if it's the first time. Now this painting, I picked this because of the subject. The girl sitting on the bonnet, it's very beachy. She's a beachy looking girl. Now you can do this with just the car itself. You can go and take a photo of the beach or just paint your own beach scene. Okay, and hang on a minute, just put your own car there, preferably a beach car like a combi van or something like that. Right, there's her denim shorts. Now I'm going to get some more white just to there like that. That's it, just like that. I'm looking at the picture and I'm going to pretty much just come about and do some kind of faded bits here and there. Okay, I've just picked up the blue on its own now, and where she has some darkness, which is about there, along the hem. Dry your painting. I haven't dried mine, I should have dried it. Along the hem here, and on the other leg as well, there's some darkness right under here, along the hemline. And within the zipper. Down there. And we've probably got something just along here. That'll do, that's denim-y. Once the other stuff's in front of it, it'll suit it. I've just got the slightest of white, and I just want to get that up the hem a bit, get that denim hemline look. Now we're going to give her a white top, but I want the white just tainted with the slightest of grey there, just so it's not pure white, and that way it'll allow me to add white to highlight it. Okay, so that greyed white, that's my white. It's going to look white on the painting, but tinting it with grey has allowed me to leave room to highlight it with pure white. Okay, so we're pretty much going to come around here. turn the camera off and I'll get all this mapped in, okay? Okay, I've got in some of the grey into that white a bit more now, as she's got some shadows within here, just like that. The drapery shadows are what makes the drapes look good in a painting. If you can get the shadows in there, work them out, they really make a difference to the painting. The fold and the drape. I'll get some banding up here. I'm not doing the top exactly like hers. Hers has got a lot of little holes and whatnot in there. I'm not going to go to that extreme. I just want to get this painting done, make it my own. So I'll just continue now trying to, that'll do. Some around the edge here where it's a bit lighter, I'll just fluff around with that. Okay, now I've just got white, pure white, and I want to highlight this garment. Well, make sure your brush is loaded the right way, just in the appropriate way. Okay, so right against, and maybe I could have done this when the skin was finished. Where have we got? Oh, we've got a nice bright bit about there, and that's pretty much it. So just to finish her skin off now, we're getting that darker value that we mixed. And looking at the picture, we've got dark values just here, there and everywhere. So we've got like a bit here, and then I'm going to do the hair coming down her arm. Now what I feel with the skin, I'll put that arm in front of the leg. I do this and then I grab the skin colour with a white and I really highlight it. She's got a lot of darker value here. My head's not in the way, I hope. No. There. And we've got some shadow coming across the leg. So we'll bring that shadow to the line in the arm there, and it'll all make sense with the shadow casting on the bonnet of the vehicle. Coming down here. The neck. Coming out here. There we go. I'll just put a bit of yellow ochre into the darker colour as well. Now I want the, oh, where's her nose? Her nose is all here, right across there and about there. So I'm just shadowing her nose in. Okay, I'm not going to try and draw a line. I'm just shadowing it in. What happened there? And then I'll do some highlights. Get a bit of darkness around the sunglasses there. There's always darkness around sunglasses. Darker value under her hairline, so we'll put that there like that. And a little bit on the other side as well. There we go. And we need her chin. Now that reddy yellow I mixed up earlier for the indicator lens, I'm going to use that and just map in her mouth. Now I've lost the lines to her mouth, so I've got to try and look at the picture there. It's coming about there. I'll just map that in. And that white down. All right, now we need the darker skin colour again, because I've just noticed she's got some eyebrows that we haven't done yet. So they sort of come up here. And the other one's about there.
face looks a bit stupid and snotty at the moment, but once I put the glasses on and the hair, it's going to sink it back and put it into place. Okay, I'm getting some white just to finish off her skin. I'm just getting a very, very pale value of it with, here, I'll pull that over there now. I've just contaminated a bit of the white with this. So I'm going to look at the reference. I've got too much on my brush, get some of it off. You want it very light on here. And we've got some coming down the arm, some coming up here, some coming down there like I said. We've got a bit broadening over the leg here like that. We've got some on this bit of the arm, just coming down there like that. A little bit on this leg here, coming all the way there like that. We've got a nice piece in the neck here. We've got a bit on the shoulder. Oh, that windscreen, I just saw that glaze, it looks good. Where else have we? Oh, we've got some here on the cheekbone, on the nose, and around the chin there a bit, somewhere like that. I mean, this is a small portrait, so to speak, so you'll see what I mean when I say the bigger they are, the better they'll become if you're learning them. Okay, now to finish it off, we're just going to do her glasses and her hair. So I've got burnt umber and I've tinted it with some white. So we'll get this right into her hair there. Boom. Big brown beachy sunglasses she's wearing. Now I'm going to dry that. Now I'm just grabbing the highlighted value of that burnt umber. It's just a bit of white mixed in there. And I'm looking at the photo, just something to represent some kind of highlight in the glasses there. Maybe that's it. All right, let's finish her hair and that's it. So I've got the yellow ochre and I'm going to tint that with some grey and white to get the darker and lighter values of it. But I'll map in all her hair first. We're going to come over here. Now this has got to sit down, push everything back now. I was going to come over the ear there because I forgot the ear. So all good there. And then she's got a plait coming. Where's the edge of the plait? There it is. So I'll just do those dollops there, come over the arm a little bit. And down over here. Now she's got a nice braid coming across her hair like a headband, but for the tutorial's sake, I'm not going to put that in there because I've done quite a lot of detailing in this as it is, and I want to try and get it done. My battery's already gone flat once in the filming, so I'm going to block in all her hair like so. I'll quickly get some of the first coat done so you'll see. And in the glasses, I've just scattered some black and some lighter value on this side here as well, so it makes it look like you can see through the glass as well. And where's her other one? It's coming down. Okay, the hair's dry. Now I'm just picking up some of the burnt umber on its own for a darker value, and I want to get under here, and it's a coming dark there. Make sure your paint's wet for this. We're putting all those darker values and it comes across here like so, and then we'll just sort of come another one about here. I'm just going to try and plait it best as I can. Another one around from there, and maybe one more here. Get your paint wet enough. I'm going to do this side, and then I'll turn the camera off because my battery's flat and I've got to stop every 15 minutes to charge it up. Okay, that's the hair colour. I'm getting the white now, and I'm going to mix with that, and I'm going to try and plait her hair. I've got the darker value there. Hopefully it's going to work, because we're pretty much now getting the, leaving that dark there. There we go, bang. Now we want to go, that'll do. I'm plaiting it. I might have to scoot some more dark in there, which is fine. I don't mind doing that. Get a bit of highlight out there, coming up here, and of course some from that dark coming down. There we go. Now I'm going to grab the dark again, and I'll just show you what I mean. Bang, bang, bang. Get a bit more from the dark area. There we go. And if it's too dark looking, highlight it some more, which I'm going to do. Okay, so I've got the white. It's just tainted with a little bit of that yellow ochre, and we want to come and highlight down her plait here somewhere like that. How's that looking in the monitor? Good enough. It's a bit, get out the way, you stupid cup of brushes. It's right in my elbow's way. Get a bit there, and we'll do the same again down here. Now it's a bit bright here, I don't like it, so what I'm going to have to do is tone it back down with the other colour wherever that went. Just get rid of some of that. Okay, I'm just going to autograph this and whack a frame on it, and I want to thank everybody who supports my content in my Patreon platform there. There's links in the description below. You can also keep me on YouTube a lot more regularly by helping me by purchasing my art. All my tutorials are for sale. And check out the merchandise links below as well. There's a few Ianapolis brand merchandise down there. Have a look through them all and see what you might like to order for yourself or for somebody. Okay, let's whack a frame on that, see how she looks. Not too shabby. We've got a beachy girl, a surfy girl on the beach with her surfy car on a beach scene there, okay? You can do that, all right? So I hope you enjoyed this exercise. It was a bit of a long one, but worth it. Like I said, check out the links in the description below, and also check out my merchandise, all right? Tell your friends if you like what I'm doing, but if you don't, tell everybody, all right? All the best, goodbye, good luck, and good on ya.